It's been 1 year of a genocide that we've all been witnessing, and I think one thing we all need right now is a bit of perspective. Because I do think that after all this time, it does become desensitizing. Human brains are honestly just not evolved to comprehend numbers as large as what we're seeing come out of Gaza. So I want to try an experiment to kind of put this all into perspective. I wanted to see what it actually looked like if one single grain of rice represented one death. It was perfect timing. I had just run out of rice, so I went to the store, grabbed a new bag, and I started counting. So this took me a little bit, but honestly, this kind of blew my mind. Okay, so to start off, this is about 1,200 grains of rice. This is to represent the main Israeli narrative that 1,200 Israelis were killed on October 7th. This is what they've used to justify everything that's happened in the last year. And by the way, we're being generous here for the sake of this video. The real number is actually less than 1,200, and if you're only counting civilians, it's even lower than that. Now let's look at this compared to the Palestinian death toll, which right now is about 42,000. This is about 42,000 grains of rice. This 1,200 has been used to justify this 42,000 right here. But we should note too that this 42,000 is also a massive undercount. The death toll has basically been stuck at about 40,000-ish for months now, even though the massacres and the bombs have not stopped. A highly respected medical journal called the Lancet Journal released a report where they estimated the true death toll, including those that are missing, buried under the rubble, are going to die from starvation or treatable injuries and diseases. If you add up all of those things, this is what it looks like. 186,000 Palestinians who have been killed since October 7th. And for comparison, this is where we started. But we should also know that this 186,000 is also an out-of-date number. There is a report released by the University of Edinburgh where they took the Lancet's model and they estimated what the death toll would be in September of 2024. Based on the University of Edinburgh's estimate, the death toll is as high as 335,000. Are you ready for this? This is what 335,000 looks like. 335,000 people who had hopes, dreams, plans for the future, all destroyed because of Israel. Right now, Western leaders are putting out their statements in commemoration of the October 7th anniversary, and they all center the Israeli narrative. They want us to believe that this 335,000 is self-defense. They want us to think that this is a proportional response, but we all know what this really is. We've all woken up to it over the past year, and we have a word for this. The word for this is genocide. Thank you for tagging along with my little experiment, and make sure you do at least one thing today in support of a free Palestine. You can check out my link tree. I have a public action toolkit as well as ways that you can email or call your representatives. And I'm also running a fundraiser right now where you can buy this shirt that I wear in all my videos, and all of the proceeds will be going to Palestine. And lastly, really what we learned over the past year is that this is an ongoing battle. So I think this is a good time for all of us to reflect a little bit on how we've changed over the past year, some of the lessons we learned, and it's also a good time to connect with your community, to connect with other people who are like-minded, who feel the same way as you, because that is so key in us being able to do this for the long term. Whatever it is, make sure you do at least one thing today in support of a free Palestine.